Hi, Captain Steve for this week's Boat Test Reports. Thanks for being with us today. Today's show is sponsored by Chaparral Boats, the world's largest builder of bowrider sport boats. The big news this week is that Northeast boat dealers are reporting record sales across all size ranges for both new and used boats. COVID-19 lockdowns and social distancing continues to have a positive effect, reminding people how welcome a summer of boating can be. Boat surveyors are so busy in New England, there's a 3 to 4 week wait to get a survey. Personal watercraft and jet boats were up 27% over last June, with 12,109 new boats registered in 30 states that provided data. Pontoon and aluminum fishing boats rose nearly 23% over June 2019. North Carolina had a 57% increase in boat registrations, and Texas saw nearly 40% growth. Connecticut reported a 42% increase in the number of boat operator licenses issued this spring. The department said that all of its online safe boating license classes are booked through August 6th. COVID-19 has closed another boat show. This time it's the Norwalk, Connecticut Boat Show. With the Newport show already closed, that means the only show left standing in New England is the innovative, invitation-only Steel Point Yacht and Charter Show. It's scheduled for September 24th through 27th at the new marina in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Happily, all Boat Test members will receive a request for invitation. Other boaters wanting to attend the show can go to the Steel Point Yacht and Charter Show's website to request an invitation. In addition to nearly 100 boats, there will also be seaplanes, helicopters, mega yachts for charter, and exotic cars for sale. OXE Marine, which makes diesel outboards, has partnered with BMW. The two companies have agreed to co-brand the OXE 300 outboard to further develop the company's marketing and sales strategy. They've also entered into a preliminary development agreement with BMW Group to carry out a study of its 2.0-liter, 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine for marine use. With at least two companies building outboard engines, it appears that diesels will be an available option for both commercial, military, and recreational applications in the near future. We'll keep you posted. Now some sad news. A 63-year-old woman died on Monday in Maine's first recorded fatal shark attack. Sharks rarely attack humans, but are following seals, their natural prey.
This is the first fatality of its kind here in the state of Maine in terms of a shark attack. Julie and her family are well known here on Bailey's Island. They spend a majority of their summers here. Maine officials told us today that a tooth fragment was able to confirm what type of shark was involved in this attack. We're told that kayakers actually saw Julie and were able to bring her into shore where local EMS were waiting, but she did not survive her injuries. This is how the commissioner, Patrick Kelleher, described the actions of those kayakers. Take a listen.
In the face of that type of situation, the fact that they were able to kayak into that area and help bring the body back to shore was nothing more than miraculous, and we certainly thank them.
Alumacraft has introduced a new model with the competitor FSX 175-185 fish and ski crossover. She's built for multi-species angling and is well equipped for fishing with a standard equipment list that includes multiple live wells, a built-in cooler, and lockable rod storage. Like all Alumacraft models, she rides on the 2XB hull that includes reinforcing doubling plates. Other features include jump seats on the rear platform, and for the whole family, playtime accessories like a ski tow pylon are available. On the other end of the spectrum, Non-Tour has launched a 98-foot sloop with nearly a 23-foot beam. Designed by world-renowned designer Herr Monfreyers, the sailboat sleeps 12 in 6 private ensuite staterooms, including the full-beam master aft. She also has a tender garage. For 50 years, Finland's Non-Tour has been widely considered to be the world's premium builder of high-quality production sailboats. Now let's look at some highlights of our test videos. If you're looking to get in some serious playtime at the end of a tow rope, check out the Mastercraft X24. Our test boat had the optional fast fill ballast system with a total of 6 tanks that can carry 4,300 pounds of weight, and those tanks can be filled in less than 4 minutes. The center tank lets water move from side to side for better balance. On the transom, the X24 is equipped with wake shaping tabs to port and starboard, and a central one that controls the boat's attitude. At the dash, the wakes are controlled by the 7-inch touchscreen. The driver can toggle among the different wake modes and even preset wakes for a specific rider. In the cockpit, there's walk-around seating for up to 18 people, and the side lounges have a backrest that adjusts to a myriad of positions. Check out the full features inspection and performance video on BoatTEST.com. With new products today, I want to talk about one of the least thought about items on your boat, but something that should be on everyone's boat. I'm talking about, of course, our good friend, Mr. Flashlight. Now, what makes a good flashlight from a bad flashlight? Well, first off, you have to go to a company that makes only flashlights, because then they're going to do it well. That's Princeton Tech. What makes a good flashlight? This one in particular I like because it's got a large rubber head on it, so it's easy to grip and take off. Double O-ring underneath that, which gives it a waterproof seal. It's got a switch on it that slides back and forth, so it's easy to operate even with gloved hands. It's at a 12-degree angle, so it feels much more natural in your hand. It's got a contoured handle, so it is easier to hold on to, and of course, there's a strap on the end. Now, this one lights up to 420 lumens. It's LED. LED is going to last much longer than any incandescent bulb. If you're working with two hands, just put one on your head, and this one is also 420 lumens, but it's dimmable. I like this when I go flying. I'm a pilot as well, as you know, and it goes on red, so that helps in the cockpit. Has a bright version and a dim version. Now, one other, this one, 500 lumens. I'm telling you, this one turns nighttime into daytime. It's unbelievable how much light this one puts out. And again, it's got the same switch that's easy to use with a gloved hand. Now let's get into our Seamanship segment. We've gotten a lot of requests to show how to tie some of the most essential knots. Let's start with what I think is the most important, the bowline. If you learn no other knots, then you need to learn this one. Here's your line. Starts with an overhand loop. Notice the line goes over the standing part of the line, not an underhand loop where it goes underneath. So an overhand loop, and then we bring the line up through the hole, around, and then back down. Now the beauty of this line is no matter how tight you tie this and pull it, I mean, even if you're holding a boat in gear against the dock, you can still untie it just by flipping that over and loosening up the whole thing. So what are we going to do with a knot like this? Well, aside from the fact that it's really convenient having a loop in the end of a line, let's say that this is the shackle of an anchor or the handle of a bucket. You start with your overhand loop, go around, and then tie your bowline onto the object. And there it is. If you think this is going to be chafing like for an anchor that you're going to be lifting over and over again, do the same thing except go around once, maybe even twice, and then bring the line up, around, and then down. And there's your bowline, and notice that this part here is now going to be much more protected and not chafe so easily. Our sponsor this week is Chaparral Boats, which builds 25 models ranging from 19 to 34 feet, powered by stern drives, outboards, and forward drives. The ladder system provides the power for Chaparral's 4 2021 surf models that range from 21 to 30 feet. Chaparral has married the efficiency and ease of docking of a stern drive with cockpit room and maneuverability with state-of-the-art wake-making technology of the Malibu Surfgate, which it has licensed. The result is the best of both worlds. The Malibu Surfgate technology comes standard on all 4 of its surf models, as does the internal ballast bag system to create an even better wake. A touch of a button at the helm or a wristband for the surfer makes wake control either high or lower, port or starboard, closer or farther away from the boat. The Surf 26 and 30 both have, as standard equipment, the remarkable Infinity Power Step swim platform with SeaDeck mat and an entry handle. The surf models range in price from nationally advertised Chaparral one price of $54,595 for the 21 Surf and $185,960 for the new 2021 30 Surf. For more information, go to chaparral.com. Everglades has long been an innovator and builder of premium center consoles, dual consoles, and bay boats. A lot is going on lately with this builder, so to find out more about that, we reached out to Everglades Regional Manager Sean Hickey. Sean, thanks for joining us today. Great having you with us.
It's good to be with you, Steve. Great to see you.
Tell me what's going on at Everglades.
Oh, I tell you, we're very busy right now. We're really happy to be back at work. Due to COVID, we had closed down for a couple of months, and there was a lot of uncertainty at the beginning of that, as it was for many of us. But we came back, and boy, the business just started to boom around the country. And we've been back operating now full bore for almost, oh gosh, I guess it's close to 2 months now.
Now, you and I have talked about the RAMCAP technology in detail,
Yes.
but we have a lot of people that just don't know about it. Tell me about it.
Well, RAMCAP was a process that was designed, developed, and invented by Bob Doherty, who was our founder. Bob started his journey in the boat business at Boston Whaler, moved on to Edgewater Powerboats, and then left and came to us. And when he came to us, he took the things that he was doing at these other companies as far as the unsinkability and the use of foam, and he made it better. Where the rest of the industry, they blow foam into their hulls after the deck and hull are together, we build our foam external to the boat. So we can control the density of it. The rest of the industry does line foaming, and that's when you take a deck and a hull and you put them together, or the liner, and you shoot foam in and you can't see where it's going. What we found is that there's all kinds of things that can go on there, and you have inconsistencies in the thickness of the foam. You can't inspect the foam. The foam isn't very dense. You need a lot more foam to get the flotation that you want. Bob Doherty, our founder, invented that process called RAMCAP. And what we do is we actually build the foam external to the boat. And what's great about it is we can inspect it before it goes into the boat. We put it into these big molds that actually shape it identical to the bottom of the hull or the underside of the deck. It fits perfectly like a puzzle, and it's very dense. Where the industry uses about 1.8 pound density, we're using 6 pound density. But 6 pound density is, it doesn't mean much to the layperson if you're not around foam a lot, but it's strong. And that's what our hulls are. And our hulls, when we do this, we put our liner and our hull together and pull it together under pressure. What happens is it cures all together, so our everything's one piece. So we don't have a stringer system. And you've experienced it when you run our boats in rough water. Yeah. Nothing rattles, nothing shakes. We have a lifetime hull warranty that is not prorated at all. So if you're the original owner of the boat, that hull is warranted for the entire time that you own it. If you keep it for 20 years, you've got a 20-year warranty on it.
My experience has been that not only do the boats have an incredibly solid feel to them, but there's a huge sound deadening quality as well.
Oh my gosh, yeah, they're quiet. That's the first thing that people will comment on as soon as they get on the boat, how quiet it is. When you're running on most boats, you hear that slapping and you hear the echo in the hull. The first time you go to hit a wave on an Everglades, you grab and you can see people that are holding on, and all of a sudden hitting, like, whoa, that wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
You wait for the impact that just never comes.
Right, and then that's just what we've always done. We overbuild with RAMCAP and the other things. We control as much as we can in the factory. We do all of our own metal fabrication here, and we do all of our own electrical wiring and such like that. We may not at times be the fastest boat on the market, but we absolutely, without a doubt, will be the most comfortable, faster boat in rough water.
Your RAMCAP technology provides level flotation. I mean, it's a requirement that the boat remains afloat, but that typically means that the bow is going to be sticking out of the water or something like that. It's not going to go to the bottom. Yours will maintain level flotation.
Yeah. Whenever we build a new boat, we have a certain standard that we like to keep it to, and we have a list of certain things that the boat has to have. But our number one thing whenever we build a boat is safety. That's number one. Mr. Bob Doherty was a big safety fan, and we built our reputation on that. So we're going to look at safety. We're going to overbuild. We're going to make sure that you can get from point A to point B with your family as safely as you can. And if there was some sort of a major incident where you would have a boat where water would come into the boat, that's why we do that. The RAMCAP foam will keep your family safe.
You had mentioned comfort before, and you folks seem to be the innovators in a lot of comfort features. I believe you were the first ones to put the anti-fatigue mat behind the helm.
That's correct.
The windshield that lowers electrically, so you can see in inclement weather or fog, something like that, without having to stick your head around the console. Mm-hmm. How does that come about? How are you folks the innovators and not the followers?
It stems from Bob Doherty and his tradition, and we've carried that through. Unfortunately, Bob passed a few years ago, but he came into this with 60 years of boat building experience. And there's many things on boats all around the industry that Bob invented.
Terrific. Well, Sean, thanks so much for joining us. Great talking with you.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you.
Right, bye-bye.
Now for some questions from the U.S. Coast Guard exam. Our first question, which statement is true regarding the rules of the road? A, a fishing vessel has the right of way over a vessel constrained by her draft. B, a vessel not under command shall avoid impeding the safe passage of a vessel constrained by her draft. C, a vessel engaged in fishing shall, so far as possible, keep out of the way of a vessel restricted in her ability to maneuver. Or D, A vessel restricted in her ability to maneuver shall keep out of the way of a vessel not under command. And the answer is C. You have to think of the rights of way of vessels in a list form. The higher you are on the list, the more rights of way you have. It includes vessels not under command, which is basically broken down. Restricted inability to maneuver, that's a vessel doing work that restricts her maneuverability. Laying, servicing, or picking up a navigational mark, submarine cable or pipeline, dredging, surveying, towing operations. Then there's a vessel engaged in fishing, meaning it's using nets, lines, trawls, or other gear which restricts maneuverability, not trolling for blues. Sailing vessel, power-driven vessel, and then finally a seaplane. So with this list, we can clearly see that a fishing vessel needs to keep out of the way of a vessel restricted in her ability to maneuver. Next, not necessarily on the test, but a question that was recently posed to me. With regards to currents, what is the difference between set and drift? The answer is, set is the direction the current is running, drift is the speed. So we could say that the current has a set of 090 degrees with a 2-knot drift. Well, that's our show for this week. As always, keep those questions, pictures, and videos coming. Stay safe, practice social distancing. When in the Northeast, don't be swimming near seals, and thanks for watching. As always, I'm Captain Steve, and I'll see you on the water.